Welcome back. You're watching this special show, Satyam Saved, only on CNBC TV 18. Joining us now is Santosh Desai, the CEO of Future Brands, and Sumit Anand, the former Satyamite, who actually started a campaign called Saving Satyam. And joining us from Hyderabad, two more Satyam employees, Abhay Gawande, project manager at Satyam, and Srinivas Kaluri is a delivery integrator. Gentlemen, many thanks for joining us. Sumit, let me come to you because, when everybody was saying that the Satyam story is over, you actually started a campaign, Saving Satyam. Do you feel vindicated today?
Oh yeah, surely, and I think it's all because of the people. And I just said that Anand Mahindra in his speech also emphasized on the point of that the importance of people. And people, I think, going forward also is the people who are going to define and or rather redefine Satyam for that matter.
But Sumit, after having worked at Satyam, you were a former employee yourself. You've obviously gotten a lot of feedback from current employees, from former employees. What, to your mind, will be the biggest challenge for Tech Mahindra?
I think the biggest challenge, first of all, will be going back and showing a lot of action in the first month or so to the customers who have been waiting for this, this particular decision of a bid or a takeover by someone. Because now it's the process actually starts now, where you need to rebuild confidence of customers, you need to rebuild confidence of employees who have been sticking on and waiting for this day to come. And how do you integrate the two organizations? Do you want to retain the brand Satyam, or do you want to merge the two entities, or do you want to recreate a third brand, or whatever? I think those are going to be some of the real challenges. And mind you, Shireen, the thing will be to show action. They need to demonstrate a lot of action happening pretty soon, because if that doesn't happen, I think the customers will start first losing confidence. And a lot of them have already, in the background.
That's right. Let me put the brand questions now to the brand man on the show, Santosh Desai. Santosh, what to your mind will be the challenges as far as resurrecting the brand is concerned? Do you also believe that, they'll have to do away with brand Satyam? It will not exist. They'll have to come up with a third brand. Will it be a Tech Mahindra? Sort of, the merger is not happening, at least not at this point in time, too premature to talk about it. But what do you think will be the challenges from a brand point of view?
I think it will be to sort of rebuild confidence in a real sense. I think this is a brand that will need to be built both outside in and inside out, because it's important, I think, as Sumit was suggesting, that that some change and visible change needs to be demonstrated, but it's equally important for that to be real. And I think that is ultimately the assurance that I think the customers will seek. I do think that there is a case for looking at a new brand here, because this is a damaged brand, and now there is a wonderful opportunity, and there is legitimacy that is given to create something out of so to speak the ashes of the old Satyam. I think this is in that sense it's possible today to book all your losses in a sense under the Satyam name and to sort of begin a new chapter. It's something certainly worth looking at.
All right, let's put that question to Satyam's employees, Abhay and Srinivas, who join us from Hyderabad. Gentlemen, let me start with you, Abhay. To your mind, do you think it's a good idea to actually have a new brand in place of Satyam, because you're sort of, in a sense, starting a new chapter and getting rid of the excess baggage from the past?
If you ask me, whether Satyam should be renamed or the same Satyam brand should be continue, it's something management leaders needs to be decided. And to me, I have full faith in them. But at ground level, we are the people who have overcome the crisis situation very well, and I would look particularly that thing as an opportunity, in the sense, if we could manage the show in the crisis situation, as a team we can manage the show in any particular given situation. So to me, it really doesn't matter what brand we continue with, but I would trust my leadership team to take a call on that.
Okay. All right, Srinivas, let me ask you, because as Abhay was pointing out, it's probably been many, many sleepless nights for all of you associates who've been out there handling and dealing with this crisis day after day. What has been the hardest part? And now, in order to retain employees, in order to retain customers, what should be the message that Tech Mahindra sends out once it does take control, to your mind?
Yeah, definitely, Shaleen. The biggest challenge in the last 3 months was to manage and ensure that we have the delivery sustained as was before. And I think the focus with the team members and as a Satyam, we did that and demonstrated, and we were able to retain most of the customers. And for Tech Mahindra, which is the strategic investor at this point of time, we would like them to send out a strong message to the customers saying that they are here to support the customers where the support is required at this point of time. And definitely next comes the associates, and we wanted to send that message from the Tech Mahindra management team.
Is there a party on at InfoCity tonight?
I mean, we hope we wanted to party, but at this point there's none. But the morale of the team is very up, and in fact, in the afternoon, some of the team members went out for a lunch, and it was definitely party mood.
All right, we hope the celebrations continue. Abhay Srinivas, many thanks for joining us, and we wish you the very best of luck. But Santosh, let me come back to a point that was raised earlier on in the show. The fact that Satyam is a damaged brand is well established, but it's also a bigger brand than Tech Mahindra. So do you think in that sense there is even more reason to recreate or go in for a third brand?
I think it obviously that is an assessment that needs to be made. Difficult to be sort of be categorical about it one way or the other. But I would say that there is so much that is now known, and the fact that the transfer of ownership, or at least the coming in of a strategic investor, is well known. So normally the problem about changing the brand name is the fact that the older one is stronger, and you are letting go of something which is much larger for something that may not be as well known. In this case, since there is such a blaze of publicity around this, I think that you're pretty much assured of the fact that the new brand will get a lot of attention. And therefore, I think that the decision becomes a little easier to look at something which is fresh, which tangibly, palpably communicates a new intent, a new drive, while clearly the familiarity, client base will continue. So I don't think you're sacrificing too much of the old, but you are being able to build the new. So I think, which is the reason why there is a pretty strong case for examining that, certainly.
So what would the USP really be? What would you pivot this entire new brand on, Santosh?
I think the fact that it in some ways will have to marry the strengths of Tech Mahindra along with the historical strengths of a client base that Satyam has. And I think there is a certain forward-looking kind of an idea implicit in the Mahindra brand, and that it's a question of that may not be known widely internationally as well as Satyam, but that becomes the starting point. How do you create a progressive, cleaner, sort of forward-looking brand on Satyam? And in some ways, Satyam was if you look at it, a bit of a laggard against when measured against its most illustrious kind of competitors. So I think it allows this brand to suddenly leapfrog a little and be seen as a little more, forward-looking, I think, right now.